All right, guys, this is a 1060 major emergency for a gas explosion that resulted in the partial collapse of a building, and we came to check it out. Let me get over there and see what we can see. I got here a little late, but they have everybody on standby and they're monitoring the situation because they don't know if there's any more collapse imminent. So we're gonna check it out.
Proceed to the route.
Let me turn on the GPS. All right, so they're doing a lot of standby situation. How are you, sir? The collapse is back there. I'm gonna get as much footage as possible. Right now they have everybody away from the scene. I'm gonna go around the other side to where the situation is more visible. That's the building in question. If you see up there, you see some of the collapse, but I'm gonna go around like I said. You're not gonna see a lot of operations because, like I said, they have everybody on standby. They removed everybody from the area. I'm gonna poke around. A large chunk of the building came down. They say it's the garbage chute, so I gotta see exactly where and what the situation was. All right, so here you see the major horn of the building that's missing. Let's see. And then you'll see below all the debris. I think they determined that there's nobody trapped in the debris there. Some kind of a machinery that's all crumpled up. So that's the gist of it. I got on here on the building next door, but I'm not gonna stay here long. And like I said, nobody's gonna be operating in the rubble there. I'll go around the other side over there and do a little bit more footage. All right, I believe they shut the gas off, and everything is good to go in terms of not having anything else blow up. They got the Con Ed people here and everything. This is a miracle that nobody was hurt or killed in this incident. But let me go around the sides and then I'll go to a rooftop and get some footage. They're starting to shut down the area.
Man to 17. Sure, 17. Okay, Billy, an EMS supervisor is going to be up there. They're going to speak to the patient and talk to yourself, figure out a plan. Sorry, Chief, could you repeat that? EMS is on their way up. Her best bet is probably to shelter in place, but they're going to talk to her.
Alright, this is as much as you can see from here about anything else. There you see it. I'll zoom in real close again.
Fdny went to the BRONX. Fdny went W36.
Looks like the whole, I think there was the garbage chute that collapsed. These are the projects, the NYCHA buildings.
Alright, Fdny, what'd you have there, Ken? Some property damage. We got EMS coming, cancel it.
Okay, let me go see if I can go up there or in one of the other buildings, and I'll be back. Okay guys, just to give you an aerial view adjacent to the building in question. I'll give you a close-up shot all the way from the top to the bottom. They still have everybody on standby, nobody in the rubble or collapse zone area. People keep saying that it was a garbage chute, but I'm not sure of the garbage chutes. They're normally in the center of these buildings. Also, there were 2 booms, according to people that live in these buildings. 2 explosions, 2 separate explosions. And the collapse happened very quickly thereafter. This happened very early in the morning. It's a miracle by the grace of God that a lot of people were at work, not up yet. Generally, there's like a little playground over there, tables where people sit down. That area back there looks like where they bring out the garbage, but there surely would have been people somewhere near there when this incident occurred.
What'd you say, Luke?
Gotta be careful, it's a little windy, and I'm not a fan of heights, even though I get to roofs for incidents and such to get better vantage points. So I've never been a fan of the roof. I got delayed a little bit in coming here because work is still continuing in my apartment. And traffic, of course, you know. So I'm gonna pan over one more time, even though, like I said, nobody's operating there. And they have everybody on standby. They did imaging and all that. Thank God none of the apartments were involved. Well, let the whole building get cleaned. It would have been a tragedy. Someone also said that they were doing boiler work there yesterday, but you know, all of those are just commentary by people down on the ground, tenants and what have you. And so we'll see. I'm gonna go down, they're gonna do a news conference. The mayor is either here or coming. They're starting to release units that don't need to be here due to the lack of activity, and they're starting to open up traffic as well in some of the area. It's a total mess down there. Alright, let me go down, guys. You'll be able to hear, but I'm trying to get the mayor over here.
From the area to keep them safe. We have the traffic and pedestrian restrictions throughout the area. Gas, the entire complex is shut off right now. Inspections of the buildings are ongoing. And it's crucial that we ensure that the area is safe and that really important for residents not to or anywhere near the area. I want to thank NYCHA, Fdny, NYPD, NYCHA, DOB, Deputy Mayor of Public Safety, and Con Edison for their swift response. And as the mayor, it's my obligation to ensure that tenants and residents in this area are safe. We're going to turn it over now to Commissioner Tucker. Then we will hear from NYCHA Commissioner Jack Crystal, and finally the Borough President of the Bronx.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good morning. It's Robert Tucker, the New York City Fire Commissioner. As the mayor said this morning, just after 8 a.m., the fire department was notified of an explosion. We responded in less than 4 minutes, and when our units got here, they alerted us to a major collapse of a structure attached to this building behind us. As you can see, numerous Fdny and EMS units responded to the scene. Luckily, as the mayor said, no one was injured. We ran our dogs over this pile of bricks that is behind us, which is the structure that collapsed. It is a ventilation shaft connected to the boiler, which collapsed. We believe that's where the explosion occurred, but that's going to be for our fire marshals and the NYPD and all of our investigative partners to investigate and explore. I just want to acknowledge the partnership among all the first responders. While we might have been here first, the fact is that nothing in public safety happens alone. And just a really amazing response. Thanks to our physicians as well. All in all, a great response, and thank God for all this work.
Thank you all so much for being here today. Really appreciate all the incredible response by the Fdny and some of our partners. Right now, we're kicking into the next phase of this operation, which is recovery. So this is a fairly large campus. We're working with our partners at NYCHA, DOB, Con Ed, public safety agencies, and others, as well as our some of our community partners here on restoring services and taking care of the residents. So number one, the safety of the residents is of paramount importance, and that's the number one concern. We have building inspectors that are inspecting the foundation of the building and inspecting all of the apartments in the affected areas to make sure that the building is structurally sound for people that live in those wings. We've also opened up a reception center with NYCHA and with the Red Cross right here around the corner at the MITCHEL Community Center at 210 Alexander Avenue. Any impacted residents, we encourage them to go there. They can register with the Red Cross, and if we need to do a vacate at some point in time, That's also where we'll run the operations for people getting additional housing. Anybody with any issues can call 311, or they can call the NYCHA number at 718-707-7771. What we're now doing is working with Con Ed, NYCHA, DOB, and some of these other partners. Some demolition is going to take place today to remove the remnants of that chimney, to get into the basement, and then to restore services, heat, hot water, and cooking gas to the campus. So really appreciate all the incredible work that has been done. And all the work,
You okay?
that will be done.
Good morning. I am Bronx Borough President Vanessa L. Gibson, and I'm so thankful that we came here to the scene so quickly this morning. Incredible efforts by all of our first responders. I want to thank our Mayor, Eric Adams, and all of our commissioners, Commissioner Robert Tucker. Thank you to Commissioner Zach Eiskell, and to all of our agencies. Thank you to Deputy Mayor Cass Daughtry. Everyone came this morning here to Mitchell Houses, and as it has been said, we are thankful that there were no fatalities and no injuries, as we have learned that this happened in the boiler room. But most importantly for all of us, elected officials and community leaders here, we want to ensure that the structural integrity of this building here at Mitchell is maintained. There is a lot of concern, a lot of anxiety from the residents that live here at Mitchell about what happens in the long term. And so over the next several hours, as inspectors are in the building, we will do everything possible to make sure that we minimize the disruption and the anxiety of the residents and the families here in this working class community. I am so grateful for the Fdny, NYPD, sanitation, DEP, all of our elected officials, community board leaders. I'm thankful for NYCHA. This is something that has happened before, right here in the Bronx, in the West Bronx, almost 2 years ago. And so this is something that I've experienced before as borough president, and the mayor as well. We were on scene there. And we know there were a lot of questions, and we will make sure we answer every question. When this happened earlier this morning, many people had already left for their day, going to work in other places. Children were in school. And so over the next several hours at the evacuation center, we will make sure that residents are provided with food and other necessities as we ensure that the inspections are done in an efficient manner to make sure that both short-term and long-term goals are met when it comes to the safety of the building and the residents here at Mitchell. So once again, Mr. Mayor, thank you so much, and thank you everyone for being here, all of our agencies. This is an all-hands-on-deck moment, and we avoided a major disaster here. Although there is a lot of cleanup, I'm so grateful that no one lost their life. No one is in the hospital, and that is important to be acknowledged. We will learn through this investigation what happened, and we will make sure that measures are put in place to support all the residents and families here at Mitchell. So thank you so much to everyone for being here. It's so important that you recognize that we are all working together and collaboratively. I want to acknowledge and bring up our New York City Council Deputy Speaker, who represents this district, Diana Ayala.
All right. They're giving the briefing and the update, and just show you some of the units that are still here on standby. They released a whole bunch of them. They're gonna address the situation, do inspections, do cleanup, make sure that all the residents have everything that they need. They get to turn on the hot water, the gas, and whatever other utilities, and that they get food and shelter and whatever else necessary. And I continue to monitor it, poke around a little while, and then we're gonna get out of here.
They would have been starting a fire over the next couple of weeks. Agencies. I can't
they're still doing the update.
Who's your matcher? It's me and my boss. Good place. So we want.
I found out some more information. They just lit up the boiler this morning after repairing it yesterday, so the cause remains undetermined. They're gonna check it out. Buildings is right here. OEM and Con Ed. Everybody's here that needs to be here.
That's going to be trying.
I think they sent most of the units back to their quarters, and they have just a few units left.
Going away every metal day
Yeah.
They're taking somebody into a stretcher. Let me get away from that. No.
Yeah, I was like, at the end, I was switching my hat back. 7 to the BRONX. Ticket for a verbal odor of gas, 2519. Yeah, I mean, you can. Yeah. But I wasn't thinking like I said. Yeah,
We're just going to back up, heads up.
Okay, very good. All right, guys, we're gonna take off. The press conference over. You heard what you heard, if you were able to hear much. Everybody's leaving. Buildings is here. Some FDNY units are here. Con Ed is here. All the agencies that need to be here. I think I said most of that already, but just closing up from 100, I think it's 135th Street. I'm not sure the exact address, but 2 and 2, we're gonna see you all on the other side. All right, how are you, my brother? All right. Commissioner